The Wednesday Night War may be over between WWE and AEW, but the battle for wrestling supremacy is far from over. New reports have indicated that WWE is making a bold, aggressive move that is directly aimed at AEW, potentially doing harm to AEW. I know, crazy to think. Right now, in this video, we're going to be breaking down the latest development, including WWE's rumored plans and what they are up to. So, keep in mind that WWE and AEW, they've gone back and forth since AEW's launch in 2019. WWE, they just can't help themselves. They want to take any and all shots against Tony Khan, right? Now, keep in mind that there is a lot of history. We will get to that history. I don't want to upload all the history right now. I actually want to get to the news. So, the war between AEW and WWE is more of a competitive rivalry than a direct head-to-head conflict in the vein of the Monday Night Wars between WWE and WCW in the late 90s. WWE is reportedly, and there's a lot of steam that keeps picking up on this, but there's been a lot of rumors of a second WWE Evolution All Women's Premium Live event. This has gained traction with a recent report suggesting a potential time frame and a location for the highly anticipated show. Now, keep in mind that this has changed plans over time because Bodyslam.net first reported that WWE was planning to hold an Evolution show on July 5th out in Connecticut. And anytime you hold a PLE in Connecticut, we all get excited, don't we? Hashtag sarcasm. Now, according to a report by PWElite.com, discussions within WWE are reportedly being considered for, all right, y'all, we're going to hold Evolution 2 on the weekend of July 12th. Well, that's interesting because WWE is planning to hold a Saturday night main event special on NBC on July 12th. Well, what would your other date be? You can't do it July 11th. You can only do it July 13th. Huh, isn't that funny? Because, AEW, they have a major event going on during this time, right? It's only fitting. It's just a coincidence, right? Now, WWE is going to be holding its primetime special in prime time. AEW is reportedly going to feature a situation where they're looking to hold the show in an earlier time slot. So why is now this war between AEW and WWE heating up again? Why does it matter that they're holding Evolution on this weekend? Because every single event that WWE adds, it takes away from All In. All In, which is going to be taking place in Arlington, Texas. It's just outside of Dallas, where WWE is going to try to knock off some prestige of this All In event. Any single time that AEW tries to do something, WWE finds a way. Obviously, it just so happened to be this, right? They just so happened to plan this out. It wasn't necessarily contrived. But anytime AEW has a big show, WWE will counter program it, a la holding NXT Battleground on the same night, head to head with Double or Nothing. Now, is that wrong of them to do that? I don't know if it's necessarily wrong morally. I don't think so. Is it very suspect? And is it a situation in which comes off in poor taste? Yeah, I would think so. Look, anytime that AEW is trying to do something, WWE is always there. They're always lurking, right? And there's a lot of history. Think about it. So when AEW announced that it was going to be starting up in 2019, well, WWE started locking down talents to long-term deals. Now, Wednesday Night Dynamite premiered in October of 2019, and what happened then? Well, WWE opted to move NXT from the network and put it on USA Network. So for about 18 months, Dynamite and NXT, well, they went head-to-head on Wednesday nights. And Dynamite consistently outperformed NXT in key 18 to 49 demos, though NXT often had higher total viewerships because they skewed a much more older fan base. Now, this also led to an exodus of WWE talent who had opted not to sign long-term 5-year big money deals with WWE. They would go to AEW. Now, AEW is often praised for its in-ring action and creative freedom given to its wrestlers, offering a distinct alternative to WWE's more polished and heavily produced style. The end of an era with the head-to-head war between WWE and AEW ended in April of 2021 when NXT moved to Tuesday nights, effectively ending the direct Wednesday night competition. AEW was largely seen as the winner as they won the ratings war most of the time. Now, things have changed because since April of 2021, AEW, they have continued to make impactful signings, including CM Punk, although he's gone, and Bryan Danielson, and Adam Copeland, and FTR, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, AEW has fostered relationships with New Japan and CMMLL, while WWE has linked up with AAA and other promotions. Following Vince McMahon's initial retirement in mid-2022, Paul Triple H Levesque took over WWE main roster creative, and WWE experienced a period of critical and commercial resurgence. This included returning stars, revamped characters, and generally well-received creative direction. This shift also changed the perception of competition because WWE, instead of going, hey, we're going to put our developmental show up against you, haha, because that's going to work, they're like, you know what, screw that. We're just going to start putting main roster talent on NXT and try to beat you that way. There's been a war of words between WWE and AEW talent over the years, right? And obviously, we've gone from AEW having a partnership with TNA to NXT and TNA having a very promising relationship as well. Okay. So this is all boils down to the war between AEW and WWE is still there. The war for um, eyeballs, the war for talent is there. Financially, WWE has won that war. They've made more money in the last, year that they made in most Attitude Era years, right? So they are more profitable than ever. And I think they've also expanded and taken away some market share from AEW that AEW had taken from them when they first launched as well. So I think you got to keep that in mind as well. But it is what it is. We will see how AEW loads up this All In show. I think it's going to be fantastic. But at the same time, I think it's going to be very interesting. I think Saturday night's main event is going to be overshadowed by All In. And I hope that AEW does indeed have that show over by the time the Saturday night's main event